guys, that's Dorota, Palicka, International Nail Artist and Educator here again, and guess who I've got in with me? Claire! Yeah, she's back, so that's her nails. They lasted pretty well, and you have seen the tutorial on those nails, so today we are going to tidy them up and do some red designs for a change. Just wrap in. So as usual, I'm going to remove the color which is on her nails, and then we are going to replace it with the fresh soak-off gel, which actually lasts fantastic on the natural nails. So I'm just using the safety bead to remove the color. There is not much work going on it, just because we really have to only remove the color. And you have seen me doing the application for this color and the product, so I'm just doing it basically exactly the same every single month when Claire's come back. You can see each time I'm also protecting her nail folds as well to make sure I'm not going to cut her or... And then safety bead around the cuticle area, so this way I'm not risking to catching her very delicate skin. She's got tiny nails and she's got very delicate skin as well. The nails actually become so longer. Now what about the length? Do we keep it or take them down a bit?
Just the same as last time.
Okay, so just the growth down.
Yeah, please. I quite like that.
And Claire's always lets me do whatever. So, but she picks the colors, which I actually quite like, because once you know the color, then it is easier to do something. And Claire's favorite color is red. She loves red nails. The red ones. What did we done the time before that? Pink. Oh yes, pink with the wee stones. That was quite nice as well.
Nice, yeah. I seen that last night.
Okay. So again, they're pretty good condition. I had one bent nail, which was the ring finger on the other hand, so I will need to file a little bit more on this one. And I also show you the filing, like how I file the nails from underneath, because this one starts losing the shape just because they become a bit longer. And usually the index fingers, that's the fingers which tend to grow down the way a little bit once they reach a certain length. So with each rebalance, I mean, yeah, with each color change, and we want to kind of improve the shape of this natural nails so they don't grow down as much. And she's got the tiniest nails ever. See, to paint Claire's pinkies, you need to go sidewise with your brush from the gel polish. Yeah, so that's the size of her pinky. And I find it like, as we talked before, I'm not sure was it at this tutorial or different ones, like the gel polishes have been invited just like a couple years ago. They didn't exist before, and on the beginning they was more like a hybrid gels, and they weren't as strong, they were so easy to soak off. But then the clients starting demanding more and better lasting products, so the manufacturers just follow their needs. And they start doing much stronger gels like gel polishes, which are much harder to soak off. And that's when the problem starting with natural nails. If we've got product which doesn't soak off well, the nail techs tend to scrape it a little bit more or too strong, and then when the problem starting with the natural nails. So I find that this gel a perfect solution. because it doesn't take me as much extra time, but also it's making my clients' nails to last really long time without of the risk I'm over filing them, or I'm kind of removing a layers of the natural nails with soaking it off. Like I find it like filing it off is actually much safer option than soaking it off with such a strong products. We've got it compared to like years ago. I think you remember as well, like we had the new Perfect range, and that was fantastic. You rubbed them in and the product was kind of almost coming off with the foil, but then the formula started changing because everyone wanted stronger and stronger nails. So it was starting becoming too difficult to soak them off, and I'm personally not the fan of, I mean, I have nothing against the brand, but I'm personally not fan on some brands with the gel polishes which soaks off too easy as well, because I find that they tend to, it says on the coverage they are supposed to last in about 2 weeks, and that's what they last, but obviously that is not a happy solution for the clients. They want the nails which last like 3, 4, 5 weeks, so this is definitely a much better solution without of risking the client's damaged nails. So I have done just the cuticles on the other side as well, and now we are going to file the shape and just do a top up. Okay, so I'm just going to shape this nail now, and I'm trying to come in from kind of underneath so we can straighten it nicely up. So file the shape, come in from underneath so we can kind of lift the nail up a little bit. Blend all the product which is close to the natural nail, same like you would blend the tip, so just a nice couple scratches to blend that out. Thank you. That was funny voice. I did say it. Okay, and then that's it. So that's this nail filed, and you can see I've got a tiny bit of the lifting in a corner here. It was under the gel, you couldn't, under the color you couldn't see it, but you can see it, guys, it is there. So I'm making sure I'm getting rid of that. You don't want to leave any lifting. It has to be always filed off from the nail. So the lifting is still there. And that's it gone now. I'm reshaping the natural nail and then doing the scratches again. I quite like this file movement as well, because I can really nicely push the cuticles. So reshape another nail, and we're actually going to do some nice rose design today, so I'm kind of quite excited. It is going to be a kind of quick salon style rose, but I think it will look absolutely pretty on the top of the red gel. So again, couple of the scratches. I like to also kind of straighten the client's fingers so I can see them in a relaxed position. Because if the people keep the hands sometimes too stiff, it is hard to see it. But then that's the nail which we need to sort it so it doesn't grow down a little bit. So filing from the bottom, lift that up, and then file the sides. And this way you can see that the nail comes up much nicer and straighter. And if you kind of keep filing your client's nails this way all the time, there is not much of the correction to be done each time, just the touches of the file. Have you been applying the cuticle oil?
No.
No. Yeah. I don't think so. They have been as bad the last time.
No.
At least Claire is honest.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I think we are going to check on her that she applied the cuticle oil for the next visit.
Well, yeah, I will.
Because when she does, her nails are much nicer and cuticles around, like really absolutely pretty.
I think all that hand sanitizer makes
Yes, it does. You're absolutely right. Claire said that the hand sanitizers are making a really big difference. They're drying out her skin, they're drying out, yeah, definitely. It's just quite a lot, obviously, we're using. I think we should kind of find a happy medium. If you overdo it, you get the cracks and then bacteria and everything can easily enter the skin. So I'm kind of person which thinks like you need to use your common sense, and I think it's better to wash the hands more often than just keep applying the...
That's what I've been trying to do.
So I'm just filing another nail, nice shape. Claire is checking on me. You can watch them on the microscope, and like if you find anything, just give it a shout.
I've got hair dye on some of them.
Do you? Underneath? Oh yeah, you do.
Just a little.
If you want, I could clean it for
No,
you
it's fine.
with a wee drill bit.
You couldn't see it when the nails, the colour was on, that's the difference.
It's fine. We clean it for Claire. Claire is taking care of her nails, so we clean it for her. I know they're nice and clean underneath, and it's only a hair dye. So in these cases, yes, I will clean the nails underneath. In general, it is not like a routine service. I don't clean clients' nails underneath. And you guys ask me actually this question as well. I do sometimes for clients which want the service drill underneath as well, and then I paint it maybe a glitter or Labutini kind of nails. That looks pretty cool as well. See,
What's
someone
the
did.
point?
What a point!
Do people ask for that?
See, you take care of your nails, like, so you can see Claire's nails are nice and clean, like really nice and clean. But then sometimes, like, you might find it the nails are kind of discolored, or like you've got the hair dye on this one, yeah. So see, if you've got the hairdresser example, and they've gloves broke off or something, and they got hair dye all over, or sometimes even a makeup stain. See, I can actually get rid of, like, when I go into the garden sometimes, and I wouldn't put my gloves on, the stain from the compost is really bad and hard to get it off. So filing underneath of the nails is kind of filing away all those stains. I can show you on this nail. And then some like this, like it fancy like, and paint it underneath as well. It's a kind of form of the nail art too. So I'm just scratching those tiniest ever pinky. And the thumb as a last nail. So basically we would have to do this process anyway with the gel polish application. We would have to remove the old color, we will have to reshape the nails, we would have to like buff them. I wouldn't use the file for just a gel polish application, I use the buffer. They don't need to be scratched as strongly as for the gel. And then we would apply the base gel, so that's kind of like a thicker base. really. Okay, final check. So I'm just going to remove the dust, clean them with the nail dehydrator. In case if there is any oils or anything on the nails, I want to make sure they are nice and clean. And then search for shiny surface. So you're playing like and checking under the light different angles, and if there is any wee shiny places or any place like this white, that's where the place the product is a bit loose, you would take a file and you would just give it a scratch. So at the first stage I'm not filing excessively really, I'm just blending, and then I'm inspecting my nails for any other places which I could just mist or not touch with the file. Okay, I've got a bit of loose here, there we are. So another nail, and then once this is all done we can oh, I've got tiny bit of color there. Once this part is done we can just apply the blue scrub again, dehydrate the nails, and then use our steps for the gel application. So I'm nicely dehydrating the surface of the natural nail plate, nice and squeaky, clean. This is very important step. You don't want to kind of apply the product on nails which aren't clean. And then my next step is an extra nail dehydrator. I really like this product as well. Like it's nice and dehydrating the nails properly. As you can see, I have only done a little bit cuticle work, and then we are going to do a proper cuticle work after I put the gel and after I shape them. So I do it always at 2 stages. Now this is a universal air bond which gives a really nice adhesion. Oh, I didn't drink anything. He's still as busy as the last time, or slowing down. Yeah,
No,
good.
it's really, really busy.
Awesome, awesome. It's nice to hear
It
that.
starts to quieten down next month, but it does anyway.
So that's the Upvoted soak of gel which we are going to use. Good, that's what you want to hear. Then now.
What about you? Have you been busy in here?
So the things started picking up last week, really nice, and it was like, oh, you know, the phone calls, messages, but obviously because of the recent outbreaks, it just went like again. I mean, I'm kind of fully booked, like, but it's still, it's not the same, like,
No.
not the same, completely not the same. So yeah, I'm just applying a nice and thin layer of the product, and then building up a tiny wee apex, and this nail is done. I'm going to do it exactly the same on the other nail, and then just press that nice and hard, and then build up the apex. So I'm just building up my apex, and then cook it inside the lamp. Perfect. So I'm just nice and strong press, and then tiny bit more product, and just to build up the tiniest ever apex. They are the natural nails, so you don't need too big apex. Change. Perfect. So just doing exactly the same on the next nails. Nice and thin layer. And I quite like to have the client's nails a little bit down when I'm doing the structure of the nails, because then the gravity does help me a little bit as well, and you get much nicer results. It's pretty hot, so I have to work quick enough so the product doesn't run. Change. And I always follow this rule. So in a winter month when maybe the heating is not on yet, or it didn't have the time to heat up properly, I would need to massage the product really well. But then on the days when it's really warm, I have to work very quick change. And as you could see it, what else I'm doing is, because I want this hand to be ready first before I finish the second hand, and I need to curate it for 60 seconds, I tend to apply on 2 nails on this hand and only on 1 nail on the other hand. So this way, when this hand is curing, I'm going to have a 60 seconds, because the foam needs to cure for 60 seconds, full cure change. I'm going to have 60 seconds to apply the gel on those 1, 2, 3 nails. And I'm always working this routine as well. So that's kind of like a time saver as well. Because otherwise, if I would be working one by one, I will have to wait for the other hand to cure. So sometimes clients ask me, do you remember which gel you have put, which finger you have?
I don't know how you can remember.
I sometimes I don't. And actually, you guys have seen it on some of the videos as well, that I actually didn't remember. I mean, no, the routine is all the time the same. So I would do 2 nails on right hand, 1 nail on left hand, 2 nails on right hand, 1 nail on left, 2 nails on the 1 nail on the right hand, and then 3 on the left. So that's my usual routine. But then some things might happen, like a phone might call in, or something's happened, and I'm lost with the routine. So I'm needing 3 seconds more, 2, 1, change. And that just gives me time to close my pot, clean the brush, and then they are ready to file. So the filing, again, you don't keep you bored. I'm just going, guys, like I'm removing the inhibition layer, and I'm just going to show you the filing on 1, 2 nails, and then they're ready for the color and the design. So basically there is not much to file, like, I mean, I'm just really perfecting the shape. This one is spot on, it just needs a wee buff. This one is a little bit wider on the one side, so I just need to make it a nicer shape. Claire's really like nice shaped nails. So I've got excess of the product in there. So yeah, on this one I had to do a little bit more work with the filing, but it's still really kind of just to make the things look nice and pretty. So nothing too excessive. Just going to do that with this nail as well. And then we are going to buff them. So I'm just going to buff them, do the cuticle work, and then do the rest on my own, the other hand. And she keep filing. Actually, this nail really needs cuticle work. So lots of cuticle work. Okay, so that's them all nicely filed, and now I'm just going to give it a nice buff. So I'm just buffing this nail till it is all perfect, and then doing exactly the same on this one. So you can see how everything nicely blends in. And I'm kind of brushing away from the cuticles. Doing the same on this one. So just blending everything nicely. And then I show you the cuticle, the rest of the cuticle work on this nail, because it's pretty much in there. Okay, so then I tend to give it a nice massage to the cuticle, just to make sure it's nicely kind of exposed. And by this, doing this motion, I'm kind of also pushing the cuticles as well, because they tend to come back. So I would push the cuticles nicely. And now we're just going to, there is lots actually on this one. And as I say, it is very unusual for Claire because she always got a really nice and pretty cuticles. I might also use the other side of my cuticle nipper, not nipper, the cuticle pusher, just to tidy up wee bits and pieces just before we painting. So this way, especially with the red color, you really want to make sure your cuticle area is extremely beautiful and clean, because the red gel polish can bleed into any kind of bits and pieces. Okay, then clean with the blue scrub, push back the cuticle by doing it again, and then that's my nails ready for the color application. So I'm just going to do it on all of them and then come back to you guys. Okay, so that's our nails filed and prepped. The cuticle work is done. And they're all nice and pretty. So now we can paint them nice red color. And the red color we have choose is 132. That's a nice red. Like a nice and bright one.
That was like for ages.
Yeah. So I'm just having my cuticle pusher on the side. Sorry guys, I need to move that. That is better. Okay. And yes, red is the most tricky color. So before each application, I might need to touch up the cuticles and push it a little back.
It won't be long before it's Christmas in a bottle.
Yeah,
Is that number 7?
It's 8, number 8.
Okay.
But it's discontinued, like, I mean, all the new, yes.
No.
Yes.
You have to find another one.
Mm-hmm. So the ring finger is going to have the design. So does this finger here as well. And I need to keep it at empty. Because we are going to paint some black on the ring finger. So black on the ring finger, and then on top of it we are going to paint some roses. The black is going to be hardly visible from underneath, but it will look just like a wee shadow. So it's an absolutely beautiful design. And the black one on the ring finger. Maybe we draw some spiders. This is Halloween coming.
No.
No. Only kidding.
Can you imagine me writing that one?
No spiders. And I'm starting with the black again, kind of try thinking ahead what I'm doing. So if I had black in my hand, instead of closing the bottle, I'm just using black and then move on into the red. So I'm usually using this tactic, a wee tip for you guys when you're working with 2 colors. So keep the nail folds really down. It's a nice bright red. So I'm going quite close to the cuticles, but without of touching them, because those cuticles have been kind of freshly pushed back, and then by the time I finish the color application, they will be keep moving down, so they will hide the place. I will be keep checking also if we're in the focus.
That's you ready?
And then the thumb.
It's £25, please.
Perfect. Change your hands.
Down here.
So those tiny pinkies. Thank you. Okay, that's a second layer on. On the black, I'm not going to do 2 layers because there is no need. It is just a background, and also the black is really nice and highly pigmented, as you can see it. Perfect, thank you, Claire.
It's nice and warm.
It's actually quite roasting now in the salon as well. And the thumb. So again, the nail folds down. Also, I find it that if we comb the free edge like really properly everywhere, the nails, the gel polish is kind of protecting the nails from any water going in there, any lifting, and they tend to last much better as well. So like all those places I'm covering with the product as well. Same on the other side. And the only way to do it is actually when you really pull the client's nails folds down. So cut the free edge nice, and then after that we can do the exciting part, which is the design.
Looking at the card, that one would and that one would create
And the thumb.
and then
Thank you. Awesome. Change. On a piece of foil, so I usually keep the silver foil, I'm going to put my paint on French gel, and that's what we are going to need for this design. So I'm using the paint on French gel. And my D-liner brush. So paint on French gel, and I've got it on the piece of foil, just so it's easier for me to kind of mix the colors. Like I've got it on the foil, and now I'm going to paint the rose. Okay, so I've got black nail. I hold it maybe here. So black nail. Actually, I'm going to maybe use another technique as well, which is pretty nice. So we are going to use a bit of wet to wet technique. Oh, you have made a wee scratch. So a drop of the top coat. This way the petals are going to be even much nicer. They will kind of spread more. That's actually will be even nicer. So I'm just start painting the rose. So it is going to have a wee swirly bits and pieces.
That one's broken under here. Let's see what's happening there.
I might add even a drop of the top coat. So I have added a drop of the top coat even into my paint on French because it's really highly pigmented gel.
That one and that one is gel pen.
But don't put too much of it for the first one, like the middle, you wanted it kind of the sharpest from all of it.
So that's how I have to go in now. Let's get this party started.
Okay, and you can see it, we kind of creating like a blooming gel.
Sorry, Dorota.
That's okay.
Tiny bit shorter. Quite a bit shorter. Quite a bit. Wow, I know. They're really long. I'll take them shorter later on.
So what I'm doing is I'm just painting the petals, give them some gaps because the gel is going to spread. So there is a place where they are thicker and then I go a little bit thinner. So thicker and then thinner. Thicker and then thinner. And you can see when I'm painting the gel kind of starts spreading. And at the stage when you're happy with it, you can put it inside the lamp so it is going to cure. It's going to add a drop more in here. Okay, cook it. And I'm going to do exactly the same as here. So the first one, I don't use, so the top coat. The first one I don't use as much of the top coat in it. It's more of the pure French gel. Just so it's kind of sharper. And then the next ones I'm putting kind of more mixture, the top coat and the paint on French gel. So I'm the person which kind of don't like to have too many bottles of different products, so I like to kind of find a different use of different things, and that's why I love so much the paint on French gel and the foil design gel, because with only these two kind of colors I can create so many different colors, so many different designs, having just like, you know, 2 pots on my desk. So thicker, and then you kind of just prolong it, so making a blob and then make it longer from one side and longer from the other side. That's the quickest way I can explain it. And just check on any other places and wait a couple seconds before you cure it. So wait a couple of seconds so it's kind of spread even more for a nicer results. Perfect, change. Now what we are going to do now is I actually got a blooming gel in this color, and that would go really well. And the blooming gel is aquarelle gel from Neonials. But if you don't have it, what you would do is you would put a drop of the red into the top coat and you will make your own. So it is kind of like a transparent gel. And now I'm actually thinking, because I've got this color, I might actually use this color and mix it on my own. So again, piece of foil, red, some kind of old top coat, mix it well, and you can see it, guys, we have created our own transparent gel. Okay, and depends how pigmented you want. You can see, depends how pigmented you want, you would add it more red or less red. And basically all what you do is you just apply it on top of your design. And I want this to be slightly more pigmented, just so it's much more than yours. So I have just added a drop more of the color. We could actually be really fussy as well and make the middle even darker, like fade it with the darker color. That will look pretty awesome too. Might actually show you that as well. Actually, I like this color better, it's more intense. So I've got a mixture of the two different reds, and I like it better because it's kind of give a bit more depth to it. Okay, cook it. And I'm going to do exactly the same on this one. So darker one, more to the middle. And then the lighter one on the top. So this way the petals got slightly different shades of the colors, and I think it looks more interesting. Change. Now on this nail, I think it will be nice to add just an accent of the same kind of design. So what I'm going to do is take a tiny bit of the black, on my piece of foil. So I've got black on my piece of foil, and I want this design to be only on the part of the nail. Okay, so I just divide the part I want. Change. And we are going to paint exactly the same rose. Change. So I'm taking my white again. Drop of the top coat. And one rose is going to be here, and then here is going to be a kind of beginning of the next one, just so they're slightly smaller. Okay, and then we've got another rose in here. And so doing exactly the same on this one.
Thank you.
Thank you. A drop of the top coat. But you need to make sure you've got those thicker places as well. Change. Now I'm going to apply a tiny wheel line with a beautiful gold. It's really nice, and that's the iconic style. After we put the red to kind of change this place. So I've got the tiny bit of this darker red, which is going to go more to the middle, and then the one which we have created. Change. Doing this exactly the same on this one.
Super glue work. Really well.
Perfect. Change. And now the glittery sparkle, and basically that's our design finished. So it's kind of nice and beautiful line. Just to finish the design. If we would go really fancy, we could do 2 layers of this red and fade it even more, like with darker and lighter colors. Change.
So cool.
Yeah, I think it just, but can you see how much it's changed? Just a one line, like.
I don't really know what I'm going to do.
Huh?
I didn't know what you were going to do. Like,
Oh, you didn't know.
I know, I was like, wow.
What the hell is she doing on my nails?
No, but it always comes to...
At the end, it
I
always
always get it
comes.
in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, obviously, you need to guys kind of trust your nail tech because
quite
sometimes
clever,
designs looks so funny before they finish that it just doesn't go like, oh,
Yeah,
huge white.
what is she doing?
Huge, oh gosh, what a huge white splashes she is creating on my nails. But no, once everything is finished, it's really nice and elegant look. So
like
not over
them.
the top, isn't it? And I like it because they are not flat. Like, you know, you've got all those different wee shades of the red. So perfect. Change your hands. Okay, now my client is pleased. Yeah. So I'm just going to apply a top coat. I need to check because I've got a few different types of top coats, like, so peel the client's nail folds down. Apply the top coat. Apply the top coat. And yeah, so it's nothing overly too complicated, like, and well, it looks pretty and it's nice and it's something different for like Claire, because Claire have been my client for
Oh my god,
forever, yeah. And each time she leave the ideas for me and I'm kind of like last minute, okay,
I'm just lazy.
oh, what should we do? So, you know what, I have been so busy, like with the clients, YouTube, like products and everything, and I actually don't have as much time to even search for the ideas, so it's harder for me to tidy up my brain and come up with such a nice thing, because normally what I would do is like when on my day off, and obviously, okay, I had yesterday change, but I didn't search any ideas. So first lazy day, like after 10 days straight with no break. But I like to search all those different ideas. So next time I will have probably another fresh ones for you. And I think, guys, this design would look good in any kind of color. It don't need to be red. I think it will look pretty nice, and pink, purple, blue, absolutely black and white as well. Absolutely any color. I think it will look awesome. And I'm very pleased actually with the camera. I hope it is all the time kind of in a focus, because it looks like this is a perfect position, because I'm almost touching the phone with my face, but it's not, it's only hiding half of my view, so I can still use one eye to see what I'm doing. And but when I can also kind of check it, how it looks. So I think I need to record probably another 10 tutorials or something, and eventually I will find the perfect way to give you better quality products, like from better quality videos from the salon. Change love. Because as you know, like the ones recorded with Patrick, they fab, like he zooms in and he stops at the right place. And when I'm doing the nails, I'm kind of like too focused and too concentrate on my client rather than on the camera. But this setting actually worked perfect for me, because it didn't disturb my view, and I think it was pretty nice and close so you could see it. So let's hope after Patrick does the post-production that it was all in focus. And I promise I will keep changing, like till I get it right for you and till the results are much more improved. But yeah, that's the design which we have created, and I really like it. Nice and elegant set for Claire. Cuticle oil on.
Yes. I will use it.
And yeah, we are going just take a beautiful thumbnail picture, as I'm always fussy with the pictures, take ages for yeah, that's it, cooked. Perfect, thank you. I take ages for the pictures as well, like to make sure I've got a really nice one. I also don't like when there is too much cuticle oil on the nails. And you can also see the cuticles, like how much they have moved. So it looks like product is kind of coming out from the cuticle.
Well, last week they managed to grow out.
And ta-da! Okay, I'm just going to take a nice picture, glittery hacks, and bye for now.